Hello and welcome to FaerieQuest. Today we're going to take a look at what I call the Witch at the Natural Bridge. Now the Natural Bridge is located in Clinton, Arkansas, and I believe the billboard sign that we saw showing the Natural Bridge showed us that it was like a mile down. Let me tell you, I have not seen a road like that ever in my entire life. We had to actually put the car in low gear and go down and down and down, and it was literally almost like a spiral as we went down. It was well worth the trip down, but a little freaky because it was so steep. And if you didn't have low gear, I have no idea what you would have done. Anyway, I did take a lot of photographs at this natural bridge location, and if you're curious about it, go ahead and Google it. Just Google Natural Bridge, Clinton, Arkansas, and you will see a lot more photos than what I'm going to share here, but well worth the look, and such a serene place when you're down there. And we just happened to be the only ones there, my husband and I, with our dog May, so it was nice and private as we walked the little trail to see the natural bridge. Anyway, that's a little bit of the history. Now I'm going to show you one of the pictures, and this is the original 3735, sized to fit the YouTube screen, and looks just like somebody stacked up a bunch of rocks and things like that. Doesn't look like anything spectacular. But when we came home, I began looking through these photographs, obviously looking for fae or fairies. And when I say either of those words, it is not just fairies like Tinkerbell type fairies. This is many different species of fairies, such as gnomes and elves and fairies, F-A-I-R-I-E-S, and gremlins, any number of fairy types. So anyway, I was standing approximately here taking the photograph. I believe I must have been on a little bit of a hill. Either that or I had, literally pointed downward. But if I remember correctly, this was a pretty good size rock, and so was this. So anyway, I found two beings or two fairies in this photograph. And I will show you the first one. This was a little girl, and you can kind of see her. I believe she's actually made of stone, but we can see her hair. And if we were, to look, I think we would probably see a part right here because her hair flops over this way, and then it's, kind of hanging down over her ear here. And we see her eye and a little nose and a mouth. And I'm not sure whether here's a part of her body, but I'm thinking that she has her belly up against this rock and that this is an arm and a hand. And she's looking off to her left. Okay, now I don't know if she's seeing what I saw. Perhaps. This is what is off to her left. This is what I am calling the witch. And as you can see, she's kind of tucked down behind this round rock. We can see a sharp chin and jawline, kind of a hooked-like nose, her mouth, her eyes. She's wearing a hood or a cape with a hood, and I believe here is an arm and a hand. Now this kind of reminded me of like Grimm's fairy tales, and if you're aware of anything of Grimm's fairy tales, or at least the originals, they can be pretty creepy, and they've been changed quite a bit from when they were first written to what we now see through, say, Disney, or even the little storybooks now that they have been rewritten to not be quite as gruesome. Okay, so if you're not able to see her, I suggest that you set down your phone and step away from your phone, or step away from your computer, or step away from your tablet, whatever you're looking on, and look again. Making these fairies larger tends to pixelate them because they are quite small to start with. So I do the best I can for you. Here we're going to see the child and the witch. And all I've done here is made a portion of the photograph, the original, a little larger for you so that you can actually see where they are in conjunction to one another. Now, I prefer to think that this witch is just keeping an eye on this little one. And the parents went off and did, had to do something specific, and, they left the witch in charge, and maybe they're playing hide and go seek. That's my way of thinking. I would prefer not to think about it as Grimm's fairy tales, as though she's ready to snatch this child and go cook it for her supper. Yeah. Anyway, for Halloween purposes, I thought this was a pretty cool picture to share with you from the Natural Bridge. And I very rarely get anything that is creepy, any kind of fairy that is creepy. So this was kind of a treat in a way for me. So what I've done here's the original again. And as you can see, here's the little one, here is the witch. And I've taken this exact same photo and marked it so you can see them again in conjunction to one another. So anyway, I would love to hear what you think of this particular photograph. Perhaps what you believe the intention of this witch is towards this child. Be kind to one another as you discuss this. I look very much forward to hearing what you have to say. So until the next video, have a great month of October. There will be more videos coming up for you each week, and I'm going to see if I can find some kind of Halloween-y type pictures. We'll see. So anyway, take care.